Hello and welcome to HBM's Crypto-Corner for Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. We have several things to talk about, so let's get started. First of all, a rather unfortunate announcement. The series Project Blue Book has been canceled by the History Channel. I enjoyed the show myself. History has canceled the fact-based dramatized extraterrestrial investigations of Project Blue Book after 2 seasons. Its cancellation occurs a little over a month after its March 24th airing of the show's Season 2 finale, which ended things with the renewal intriguing device of a cliffhanger regarding the fate of one of its two main characters. However, for reasons not yet known, the network didn't bite, instead opting not to renew the series, which was a production of A&E Studios and Compari Entertainment. The aforementioned Season 2 finale, Operation Mainbrace, utilized the backdrop of escalating Cold War tensions to place our tenacious investigative duo, the biographically based Dr. J. Allen Hynek, Aidan Gillen, and fictionalized but fact-inspired representation U.S. Air Force Captain Michael Quinn, Michael Malarkey, in a classic cliffhanger scenario, leaving the latter's fate in balance, perhaps permanently. It's unfortunate to see this news. I would have loved to have seen more episodes, but oh well. It was a good show, but it was very dramatized. But still, better than most shows that have been on the air recently, I have to tell you that. Lauren Coleman has written a new editorial about the Bluff Creek Massacre hoax revisited. He's included comments from the late John Green. And of course, all this will be linked in the description below. Oh, MK, how the mighty have fallen. It's unfortunate, but I guess it's to be expected. This man was identified by M.K. Davis and others as Bob Titmus. However, he has been identified as the pilot Keith Shazari. The alleged skin right here, alleged Sasquatch skin, supposed blood. Supposedly blood in this little pool. Again, identified as Bob Titmus. This has been identified as Dale Moffat. It most likely is. And the dog named White Lady. And MK says this is a skin and blood. The presence of a horse at Bluff Creek during this time, that's supposed to be horse poop. Looks more like rocks to me. And that the two events are one, in my opinion. Well, your opinion is wrong, MK. Those are rocks. Those are not horse poop. That's not horse poop. It's rocks. And a 5-year-old can see the difference between horse poop and rocks. This is what's been pointed to as horse poop. Now look at the comparison. There's your horse poop. There's some rocks. That's rocks. That's not horse poop. Red hands after MK turned the contrast up. Supposedly the dog was going to bite him. or the dog supposedly attacked Bob Titmus's hands, or the man identified as Bob Titmus. That is Keith Shazari. Bob Titmus wasn't even there. And later in the week, I'm going to read off Bill Miller's assessment of the entire Bluff Creek Massacre. It was written in 2009, but it still applies even today. And then here's an interesting report. A truly abominable snowman. July 1974, newspapers across the world carried the strange tale of a young woman who claimed to have been assaulted by a Yeti near Machermo, a small village in the Khumbu region of Nepal. Now, the young woman was not initially identified, but I believe this was Lakpadoma. Because we come down a little bit further. The sole witness to the event was reportedly Lakpa Domani Sherpa. Apparently, some yaks had been killed by this Yeti. The girl was shocked but essentially unhurt. The Yeti let go of the girl but remained in the area for an additional 30 minutes or so, during which time it killed or injured the yaks. So, apparently, Yeti can be aggressive if they wish to be. Perhaps much more aggressive than Sasquatch. But there are reports that Sasquatch can be aggressive as well. I believe this is her. This is the young lady in question. I've read about this particular story in several books about Sasquatch and the Yeti. Always found it fascinating. I think she's still living today. I could be wrong on that, but I believe she is still living. Now, she says, and she insists it was not a bear. She insists it was not a bear. And she will hear nothing to the contrary that says it was a bear. So again, extremely fascinating case. Finally, an article by Nick Redfern about England's most famous lake monster. Not Scotland, England. Lake Windermere has a creature called Windy, apparently. A lake monster. There's also Bow Nessie. Maybe this is about Bow Nessie. How and why it has become a monster of the relatively modern era. One of those who encountered Bow Nessie was Steve Burnett. He saw the creature in 2006. Steve said of his close encounter of the monstrous type, "I saw a straight line of broken water with 3 humps. It was about 20 feet long, and it went in a straight line up the lake. I nudged my wife and watched open-mouthed as it gradually faded from sight. The water was not choppy, so I know it wasn't the wind, and I know what the wake from motorboats looks like. It wasn't that either. And thus a monster was born, or at the very least unveiled and unleashed." And here is the lake with a little bit of mist. Kind of creepy looking. So they apparently call it bow-nesty. I thought they called it windy, but they call it bow-nesty. Of course, Richard Freeman believes that they are giant sterile eels, and that's entirely possible. I would not discount that possibility. PCBs and beta blocker chemicals have long been implicated in causing sterility in fish. Could they be causing more eunuch eels in the deep lakes of Scotland? For now, we just don't know. So, some fascinating stuff here. And that's going to do it for this week's HBM's Crypto Corner. We want to thank you very much for tuning in. You guys are the heart of the show. And starting next week, there's not going to be a show next week. I'm going bi-weekly again, at least until the end of summer. Unless there's late breaking news. If there's late breaking news, obviously, I will come on and talk about it. But also look for my reading of the Bill Miller Massacre article later this week. So until then, y'all be good or be good at it. This is May-HBM's Crypto Corner.